Ericsson Indonesia is 119 years old, so we've been present in Indonesia since 119 years. Next year we celebrate our 120th anniversary, which I think is a very long and has been a very rewarding time. We have participated in the journey of telecommunication implementation in the country. If I talk about the mobility aspect of it, so we introduced 2G, 3G, 4G. And proudly, we were the first to introduce the first 5G connectivity in 2017. So it's a long journey, and we believe that connectivity is an important socio-economic enabler to pave the way for the full country digitization in Indonesia. So committed for the way forward.
Next year, you're reaching 125 years.
120 years next year.
Wow, wonderful. Yeah. 120 years. That was a very, very long journey.
It is. And it's characterized also by lots of innovations, as I said, but we are at an important inflection point when it comes to the industry, with the 5G is in the early stages of being rolled out, and we're very committed also to take part of that digitization journey going forward.
How do you see the Indonesia's market for Ericsson journeys and its contribution to the global markets as well?
I think Indonesia has got all the potential for becoming an important regional hub. We are at early phases of launching 5G and deploying at scale 5G. Today, 5G is implemented at only 8% of the population, and I think there is government objectives of raising that by 2030 to 30%. And I think that is very, very important. The journey itself is going to be characterized by the involvement of different stakeholders. So today we need to plan for going forward what would be the roles of the regulatory, what would be the roles of the industries, and what important role the service providers are going to play in that journey.
Right, wonderful, wonderful. When we talk about the biggest global challenges facing the telecommunication industry towards 2026 and also looking ahead, ma'am, are they more related to technology or geopolitical challenges or increasing pressure on operators, business models, and other competition or competitors' landscape?
I think all of that, but I'll focus mainly on growing revenues and being able to increase the value for the service providers, for the operators. That is the biggest challenge that I think the operators now are in a race to redefine the roles from being a connectivity provider to a full service stack provider. With that, there is a very important role that 5G is going to play, particularly with continuous 5G coverage and the implementation of 5G standalone. It is critical that the operators change their role and change the way they address their consumers. 5G is going to offer technology that is related to differentiated connectivity, where you give every segment what they need and not more and not less in terms of speed and in terms of latency. When the operators have the capability to monetize differentiated connectivity, they would be able to resolve the growth challenge. And that's here is important to recognize the role that 5G is going to play, and that these networks are considered as a national asset.
For the 5G priority.
Exactly.
But regarding this, I just want to hear from your views, for your insights. Do you see the consolidation among operators as inevitable in emerging markets towards reaching the collective objection, which is the 5G itself?
Consolidation in a market like Indonesia is very important. I think that was a great step into streamlining the market and giving the right scale to operators. Needless to say that transforming and implementing 5G would require substantial amount of investment in the networks, And to do that, you need to have the subscale to be able to monetize the investment that you will make. So on consolidation, particularly full support for that, I think is the right national strategy here and regulatory strategy.
On reaching the collective goal, which is the 5G and connectivity all around Indonesia.
Yeah,
right.
That is one aspect, obviously, but is not the only role
Right.
that regulatory needs to play. I think there is an important role also on spectrum availability. When do you launch the spectrum, the pricing of
Right.
the spectrum? I think that is also very critical to enable faster rollout of 5G.